Hello guys, so today's video, or this video is going to be Daughter, a review of Daughter, and I'm going to try to do it for you in my small living room. A couple of things about the beginning. I'm not going to demonstrate the beginning because we all do different things, but I will say a couple of things that I can remember about each thing. So this goes for Abby and everybody behind her. In the beginning, and I talked about this already, but our toes are pointed on the ground, and we come up, that gaze pulls us up. Talked about this in that last video, so I don't want to keep reiterating, but when you get up, one thing that I wanted to make a correction for you was, I know you do that little airplane turn with your feet. Make sure that your gaze is up. I don't know if I mentioned this before to you, or if I put it in any other videos, because I wasn't really doing individual corrections. But since you kind of start off by yourself there, make sure that you look up. So practice that, because I notice that you look at the ground when you do that part. Also, since this is partner work, I'm not sure if the touching of the face for Aubrey is going to work, because we don't want to, spread germs. So we'll have to talk about that when we get back to the studio and kind of maybe tweak some things so that we don't have as much physical contact. Actually, there's a lot of physical contact in the beginning, so we're gonna have to just take a look at that, see what works, what doesn't work. So stay tuned for that, but keep practicing it as normal. And then so we have our beginning part, which looks pretty good, and everyone's doing their own thing. So I'm gonna start demonstrating from our line when we dance in unison, and then I'm gonna be a stage right facing person and do the step, step, step to the back. So whether you face the front or the back, the choreography is the same. All right, so I'm just gonna start this from the beginning. Hopefully you can hear it. So be working on your facial expressions during this, and just working your energy and giving it everything. So make sure you're doing it full out. You don't really need to mark it. So you don't really need to mark it, because what we need to work on now is, doing it full out, making sure we have all that energy. So we're all doing our thing, and then we run. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Two, 3, 4. I can't really do this part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold this. And pose. Let me think. Was there anything that I messed up? I think there was. I think my timing was off in the beginning. So for this part, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I was a little late there, so I rushed this. But you want to make sure that you sit down and then take your time coming back. My floor is so dirty. It smells bad. Okay, so we're here on 5, 6, 7, 8. And then obviously I had to move over, so that's not part of the dance. You guys know that. And then here, this thing on the floor after this, I didn't have room to do that either. But the little swivel is on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I know what I messed up. So from here, I did something weird with my arms. We go 6, 7, 8. They stay up and they go right to a first or a fifth position to do the chasse. I like brought them down and then threw it back up. So disregard that in my dance. So it's 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see. When I catch my breath. I talked a little bit last week about the difference in the quality of movement for the first time we do this to the second. So, like I said, you kind of have to just listen to the music and like feel it and try to do it with that different quality. So the first time is very strong, and notice how I get really low in this to like you hit this position and then lift it up, and the chest is lifted and the gaze is up. We're not just, this is kind of what a lot of you were kind of doing. We would practice it, and like I think regardless if we're like taping it or Miss Tracy's watching, I don't know why I'm putting these all in quotations, whether we're taping it or Miss Tracy's watching or we're like whatever, you should always be dancing full out. Always be practicing the way you want to do it when you perform it, because like I always say, practice makes permanent. And so, you know, what happens when you don't give it your 100% during rehearsal, one, like people who give it 100% usually have more stamina, more strength, and better performance quality just because they're always pushing to their max. But two, when you're on stage and you're nervous and the adrenaline's pumping and all of a sudden you're like trying to do it full out and kick your leg higher and like jump higher or whatever, like your body isn't used to doing that, but your adrenaline is like pushing that. And so that's when people fall. That's when people like mess up things that they never messed up. That's when, like, I mean, sometimes that stuff just happens with live performance anyways. But you should always be pushing 100%. Even if you have a bad day and you're super tired, like your 100% might not look like, you know, a good day's 100%, but like you just always need to be pushing for that. So with that being said, a lot of times you guys do this. Well, okay, you don't do that, but just exaggerating. So I need like that present. So whenever you practice this from here on out, whether you're in your own home or we're in the studio or whatever you're doing, I need that presence of like someone's dancing in the middle, you're counting so that you know when you go in the middle if you do, but it's like a worshipful, like whatever. Like I kind of think of it as like I think it's in like Revelation when like John says or something, like maybe it's, I don't know if it's in John, I think it's in Revelation. My dad would know because he's out in the kitchen. When they say like holy, holy, holy is the Lord God Almighty, and they say that there's like these hosts and these beings that like surround the throne, like pretend that that's what you are in this moment, right? And so you wouldn't worship God like this. We don't do that, right? So we want there to be energy and like reverence, right? And so when I go back, do that back muscle exercise so that I don't forget what your dresses look like, but if it shows any of your shoulder muscles, you want the audience to see those back muscles, right? So engage them as you're, you know, showing off those muscles. I have my arms like kind of behind me and my back is a little arched. My sternum is coming up, right? And you have that like lifted feeling where it's like you just cannot contain the energy, right? And you're here and you come back down. I'm almost like playing all the way and push it away. And you're up and you're out, right? And then the second time we do it, still has the energy, but it's a little bit of a different quality of energy. It's a softer energy. It's, I don't know, whatever. And so, let's see if I can find the part. Right, so it's this like, it almost feels like it's slower, it still has the same, like lifted, everything's engaged, like pulling upward feeling, but it's a little softer, not weaker, just softer movement, right? So practice that, listen to both parts and kind of contrast them. There should be a difference. And then for the end, I honestly forget what I said last video, but I was doing it today and I just felt super compelled. You do it to the front, bam, bam, bam. You do it to the back. This is the last time. Bam, bam, bam. That's 5, 6, 7, 8. You do it again, but instead of turning back, I think I said this last video, you just take 1 step forward, 2 steps forward, let it down, and that's when we walk to our ending position slowly. And then we finish from there. Trying to think if there's anything else I missed. If there's anything I did wrong, you can call me out on it. If you, is today Tuesday?
Monday.
No, today's Monday. Tomorrow night, you can call me out on it when we Zoom, or when we come back. But yeah, so just pay attention to all the details. The videos leading up to this last one, so the past couple of weeks, have, you know, a break down the section with all the details. This is a video of me performing it for you. I think it was Fiona, requested that I do that for you in the studio. So I can always do that for you guys when we come back and just kind of show you, getting more into like the quality of movement and the way we want to perform this. And we'll have all year next year to focus on that as well. So yeah, I think that is all we have time for. All right, bye guys. I'll see you soon. I miss you so much.